Alright, so Leigh Wood takes on Mauricio Lara next Saturday, February the 18th at Nottingham Arena for a voluntary defense. Why would you volunteer to fight Mauricio Lara? I do not know, but credit to him. It's for his WBA featherweight title. This is going to be one hell of a shootout. Let's talk about it.
And he's going for broke, and he's having success. It's over.
What a performance Leigh Wood has put together tonight. The legs aren't under Sanchez. He's bottling. He's not going to take punch.
And that's been him over. What a knockout. It's over. The Bronco has done it again.
Boxing.
On it.
Okay, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing well today. Yeah, crazy fight next week. Leigh Wood takes on Mauricio Lara. That is a guaranteed shootout. Mauricio Lara's past couple of fights have been complete shootouts, and obviously Leigh Wood is just coming off probably fight of the year against Michael Conlan, so credit to him. I know he pulled out of this fight from a muscle injury. There was a lot of controversy surrounding that. People are talking about him pulling out now. I can't see that happening. I think he's ready to fight. I think he's up for this fight. And well, it's a bit too late now as well. It's only a week to go, but nonetheless, fans are going to win. This is going to be a very entertaining fight while it lasts. So let's take a look at the tail of the tape first, because this is interesting to me. Because how in the world Mauricio Lara is 24, I do not know, because I did not know. I didn't know he was 24. That could play a massive part in this fight, because Leigh Wood's 34. If Lara is 24, then you know you would favor him if the fight goes into a shootout. You know, that's a young person's fight. At the end of the day, you don't want to be doing that for too long if you're in your mid-30s, but it's inevitable, isn't it? The question is how much fighting can Leigh Wood do? Can he throw some bombs himself to get Lara out of there early as well, or do some real damage where he can at least control and back him off and, you know, do what he has to do? Because at the end of the day, this fight is not going 12 rounds. I think we can almost all agree on that. I would be shocked if it went 12. And I'll be shocked if it didn't end up in a complete Wild West brawl, because this fight has got the ingredients. Both of these guys are power punchers. Mauricio Lara, what makes him so dangerous isn't just his power, but it's his unorthodox erraticness. And I'll explain. I'm going to pull this footage up right now, I'll walk you through some things that I've seen that I'm just like, there's some things that you sometimes can't defend for, you know. Like, it's really hard to defend against somebody that throws punches that I don't think they even know that they're going to throw them. I'll give you an example. All right, this film here, this is his, I think it was his last fight against Sanchez, maybe the one before, but nonetheless, you know, he's, like I said, he makes a lot of mistakes, very unorthodox, but here he is with his hands down in front of Sanchez. And he's about to load up onto he's very front foot heavy, Lara is, and I'm going to get into that in a minute. But here he's about to throw a leaping lead left hook, okay? And, you know, he sets himself up, which he does a lot. And now he throws the left hook and it completely misses, right? And I don't think at any point he ever thought about throwing the right hand, because it looked like he was just throwing bombs away, lead left hook, right? He misses completely. And Lara's balance is quite poor at sometimes, but sometimes it's quite exceptional, because how he manages to keep himself on balance and then tag Sanchez with the right hand here is remarkable. It's really remarkable. It really is. And that's, like I was saying, it's really hard to defend against something like that when Lara in his head, he's just reacting. His agility and his ability to keep himself on balance and realign his punches and then hit the target with extreme accuracy is what makes him so dangerous, on top of him being extremely tough and tenacious and all that other stuff. But mind you, both these guys have been stopped. Lara has been stopped to the body early on. I think it was the first round, and I think he quit in that fight. So there is some hope here for Leigh Wood. Not that there wouldn't be without that, but I think, you know, in terms of what they're going to look to do, they're probably going to look to try and stop him. Probably going to maybe go downstairs if they can. But here's another sequence that makes Lara extremely dangerous, right? So here's the fight with Josh Warrington. Lara leads with a lead left hook to the body, which is an unusual punch. But if you're fighting somebody with a high guard, inactive high guard, like what Warrington had for quite a bit of it, you can get the shot in. Now look here, he lands the body shot beautifully. That definitely hurt Warrington. Okay, so it's a lead left hook to the body, a left uppercut. Bear in mind, he's moving. All right, he's on the move, throwing these punches. Comes with a right hand to the body. Look at his stance there. So it's just like, you wouldn't teach that. And now it comes with this wide looping left hook. You can't really defend for that, because like I said, I don't think Lara at the time knows what he's throwing, and I think a lot of it depends on his balance and positioning and agility and ability and all that. And bang, he catches Warrington, really hurts him. But you know, for Leigh Wood, with the way he fought Kanzu, was, you know, he was getting pressured in that fight, and it was probably a decent, you know, fight to have, because Lara's probably going to look to pressure Wood. Okay, and Wood was trying to box him and land his shots where he could. Leigh Wood does leave his left hand a little low. That's a bit of a concern. And, you know, he kind of sticks his chin in the air a little bit. I think Leigh Wood's best opportunity is to back Lara up. Now you're almost in the predicament that Anthony Yard had with Beterbiev, where it's like, well, if you really should try and back this guy up and try and put it on him and fight him and hurt him, because, you know, you're going to limit these type of fighters when they're going backwards. But at the same time, you are going to engage in, you know, a fight, which is inevitable. But if you start backing up with Lara pouncing on you, all these crazy exchanges, I mean, I personally think it's not going to end well for Leigh Wood if he's going backwards. I don't think it's going to end well with him if he's going forward, to be honest. I you know, just being objective, I really hope Leigh Wood comes through this, but I can't see him outgunning Lara if Lara is 24 and if he's able to get these shots off that he's able to do. Now, one thing Leigh Wood can absolutely do, or there's a couple of things. I know Leigh Wood has got a decent sneaky uppercut behind that jab, and he's got some decent punches where he can whip round the side, because, you know, Lara likes to come in. I told you he likes to come in with his lead foot. Often he can be using it for a trap, but sometimes he overcommits so much that he puts so much balance on his lead foot. There are opportunities there to attack, and I'll show you what I mean. So in this, see, this is where he does it here. You know, he'll kind of come in with the high guard like that. That could be a trap. It could put, like, well, I don't know if he's really capable of pull back and countering with his right hand, but I think he's trying to goat someone in for a left hook. But this is what Warrington did in spots of it, especially early on before Warrington got caught in a tear up with Lara. That's what he does. He makes you fight. It's really hard to not fight somebody like this. It really is. And Leigh Wood likes to fight as well, and that's what you know, that's why this fight's going to be so good. But let's check this out, right? Okay, so right here, once again, Lara does that little move where he leans forward on the front foot heavy. Okay, as he's doing it, Warrington jabs and it offsets him, okay, and then immediately pushes him back. You know, he's going to be less effective counter punching when he's going back, but he's still there. You can see his balance isn't great, his positioning isn't great, but Lara's shown the ability to throw some wild punches out of weird positioning. So again, he's still dangerous. But his balance is, Warrington lands another shot there and he's pushing him back now. Now that sequence right there where he leans in, if I had Leigh Wood, I'd be like, look, if you see him encroach like that, jump on him. Not jump on him and recklessly, just double back him up, try and jab him, and then try and let your hands go in a short burst, and, you know, get back to being responsible. Because when you do have the advantage when you're pushing Lara back, and like I said, he does have these weird little traits of putting his hands up and kind of doing nothing, but be careful of a trap as well. But you got Lara's back here, and then Warrington, you know, Warrington kind of lets him off the hook a little bit, but you don't want to get too greedy. But there are patches like that I think Leigh Wood could certainly capitalize if he's smart about it. Now, Leigh Wood has definitely been getting caught with overhand rights. Obviously, Michael Collins a southpaw, but he caught him with that overhand right quite a few times. And, you know, Zhu caught him with a few overhand rights as well. That's something to look out for. Lara's got a mean overhand right when he just whips these punches in from everywhere. That's why it's so hard to see where the punches are coming from, in my opinion. So, but it's going to be fun while it lasts, you know, it really is. I think ultimately this fight will probably be over in the first 4 or 5 rounds. I think Lara is going to make him fight. I think both guys could probably get hurt, to be honest with you. I think, you know, again, if Lara is 24 years old, I would favour the youth. I'd favour, you know, I had an old sparring partner of mine, Rondell, and he used to say to me, if you have 2 guys that are fighting each other and, you know, it's like a war of attrition, just back the guy that looks like he's had a harder life. So it's like, if you look at Lara, he looks like he's had a harder life. And, you know, it looks like these fights aren't really a big deal to him. And these shootouts aren't really a big deal to him. I'm not saying they're a big deal to Leigh Wood, but you'd think they're less of a big deal to Lara. And, you know, I think in this shootout, which it's inevitable it will be, I'd favour Mauricio Lara. He's got a lower centre of gravity as well. And, you know, that plays a part. Leigh Wood's a little taller, which if he uses his height and reach, he can certainly have some advantages at times. But you got to keep this guy off you, or you know, back him up in spots, like I said. Keep him off balance, let your hands go, and be defensively responsible when you can. But nonetheless, it's a great fight, and I can't wait for this one next Saturday, Nottingham Arena. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think Leigh Wood's going to smash him out? Do you think he's going to make it? Do you think it's going to go on points? No way, surely not. Let me know all your thoughts. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. I've got a ton of videos coming. I had a few days off, but I'm back. So yeah, let's do this. I'll see you soon.
The legs aren't under Sanchez. He's bottling. He's not going to take punch.
And that bit him over. What a knockout! And he's going for broke. And he's having success. It's over. It's all over.
And what a performance Leigh Wood has put together tonight. Well,
boxing.
Knowledge.